The Grandfather Paradox and the Existence of God, a Philosophical Exploration. Imagine stepping into a time machine, traveling back to the past and standing face to face with your own grandfather. Now, what if you prevented him from meeting your grandmother, essentially erasing your own existence? This mind-bending scenario is known as the Grandfather Paradox, a classic thought experiment in time travel. But this paradox opens the door to much deeper questions. Can it challenge our understanding of free will, reality, and perhaps even the existence of God? Could this paradox reveal a divine hand guiding the flow of time, or does it undermine the very idea of a higher power? In this exploration, we'll dive into the Grandfather Paradox, its implications for how we understand time, and what it might suggest about the existence of God. What is the Grandfather Paradox? The Grandfather Paradox is simple in concept yet profound in implication. It suggests that if a person were to travel back in time and prevent their grandfather from meeting their grandmother, they would never have been born. But here's the twist. If they were never born, how could they have gone back in time in the first place? This paradox creates a logical contradiction, challenging the very fabric of cause and effect. The paradox raises fundamental questions about how time works. Is time linear, with events unfolding in strict progression? Or is time something more fluid, where the past, present, and future can influence one another? And if time itself is subject to such contradictions, what does that say about our understanding of reality, and by extension about God? The nature of time and reality. To unravel the Grandfather Paradox, we must first ask, what is time? Most of us experience time as linear, moving from the past to the present and then anticipating the future. But modern physics offers a more complex picture. Theories like Einstein's relativity and the block universe theory propose that all moments in time exist simultaneously. From this perspective, time may not be as simple as we think, and the possibility of changing the past becomes difficult to grasp. The Grandfather Paradox brings these complexities to the forefront, suggesting that tampering with the past creates inconsistencies that defy logic. But if time is so paradoxical, could this imply the existence of a greater force that controls or organizes time itself? Is there a divine hand preventing these contradictions from tearing reality apart? The existence of God and the nature of time. The paradox naturally leads to philosophical questions about the existence of God. Many religious traditions describe God as existing beyond time and space, unaffected by its limitations. If God created time, then he could oversee its flow without being bound by it. In this sense, God might be the ultimate architect of time, ensuring that paradoxes like the Grandfather Paradox don't unravel reality. For example, Christianity describes God as omniscient and omnipotent, knowing all events across past, present, and future. The Bible refers to God as the Alpha and Omega, the beginning and the end, suggesting that God encompasses all of time in his eternal presence. From this viewpoint, the Grandfather Paradox might not be a problem for God, who could have designed a reality where such paradoxes either cannot occur or are meaningless from a divine perspective. Similarly, in Islamic philosophy, the concept of God's will governs all events. If time is part of God's creation, then any paradoxes within it may be beyond our comprehension but fully understood by God, who exists outside of time. Free will and determinism. The Grandfather Paradox also raises questions about free will and determinism. If time can be altered, as the paradox suggests, then the future isn't predetermined, implying that free will exists. However, the very nature of the paradox implies that time remains consistent and unchangeable, reinforcing a deterministic view that everything follows a fixed sequence. So, where does God fit into this? Many believe that God allows free will but operates within a broader divine plan. From this perspective, human actions can vary, but paradoxes like the Grandfather Paradox are prevented from occurring because they would disrupt the divine order. In this way, God may allow for individual choices, but ensures that time itself remains coherent. The role of science and faith. At this point, you may wonder where science fits into this debate. Science approaches time from an empirical perspective. Theories such as Einstein's relativity show that time is influenced by speed and gravity, and some theories, like the many worlds interpretation of quantum mechanics, attempt to resolve the Grandfather Paradox by suggesting the creation of parallel universes. In this view, when you change the past, a new timeline emerges, and both the original and altered timelines continue to exist. However, scientific explanations like these don't fully address the metaphysical questions raised by the paradox. What determines which universe we experience? Could the existence of a multiverse be evidence of a higher intelligence overseeing these realities? This interpretation hints at the possibility of a God who not only created our universe, but also governs multiple realities, adding complexity to the idea of divine control over time. Conclusion: time, God, and the infinite mystery. Ultimately, the grandfather paradox does more than raise questions about time travel. It invites us to reflect on the fundamental nature of reality, free will, and the possibility of a higher power. Does the paradox suggest a finely tuned universe that prevents contradictions, pointing to the existence of a divine architect? Or does it expose our limited understanding of time and reality? Whether you approach the grandfather paradox through science or religion, it forces us to confront profound mysteries about the nature of existence. Could the paradox itself hint at the subtle influence of God guiding the universe's coherence? Or does it simply highlight the boundaries of human knowledge, urging us to explore further? In the end, the grandfather paradox may forever remain an unsolved riddle, but one that leads us deeper into the exploration of time, existence, and the possibility of a divine presence orchestrating it all.
Please continue to subscribe to get other intellectual and spiritual videos from Dhruvam Tamil Channel. Thank you for watching.